Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to absolutely master the science of instant meals for those crazy busy mornings. If you're the kind of person who loves hacking everyday problems with a little bit of science and structure, well, you are definitely in the right place. Let's dive in.
Because look, let's be honest, we've all been there, right? You're traveling, maybe you're studying late in a dorm, or you're just frantically rushing out the door for your commute. You have literally zero time to cook, but you are desperately craving some high-quality, home-cooked food. I mean, you're just tired of surviving on sodium-packed instant noodles, right?
So here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover the instant food lifeline, the actual science of dehydration, industrial scale and economics, how to DIY dehydrated at home, and finally, we'll wrap up by mastering the instant mix. Starting with Section 1, the instant food lifeline, a preservative-free solution. You know, we often think that convenience automatically means compromising on health, but it totally doesn't have to mean relying on store-bought packets loaded with artificial chemicals. Expert home cooks have proven time and time again that, yes, you can have ready-to-eat, preservative-free meals in minutes. Creating a fast, reliable lifeline for your meals is entirely within your control. But to do that, we actually have to understand how food works on a fundamental molecular level. Which brings us to Section 2, the science of dehydration, stopping spoilage. Because to hack the instant food system, we first really need to understand exactly how food spoils in the first place. Dehydration is basically just the removal of moisture content to a level where microorganisms simply cannot grow and spoil the material. That's really it. Moisture is the ultimate enemy of a long shelf life. If you take away the water, you completely remove the environment that bacteria need to survive. So let's look at how the pros do it. According to a government report on dehydrated vegetables, the industrial process is super rigorous. First, they wash and blanch the veggies. Then comes stage 1 drying, hitting them at exactly 60 degrees Celsius to drop that moisture down to 20%. Finally, stage 2 drying drops the temperature to 40 degrees Celsius to safely eliminate the water down to just 8% moisture. It's literally a 2-stage precision-controlled attack on water. This whole factory dehydration process creates a highly clinical, totally temperature-controlled environment. It's specifically engineered to extract moisture incredibly efficiently, without actually burning or destroying the vegetable itself. All right, Section 3, industrial scale and economics, the big business of dry veggies. Looking at the macroeconomic scale really proves just how massive the global demand is for these moisture-free ingredients.
90 metric tons. I mean, wow. That represents the annual production capacity of just a single typical vegetable dehydration plant. Think about how incredibly light a single dehydrated piece of cabbage or carrot is. Now try to imagine 90 metric tons of it. The scale is just mind-blowing.
And financially, it's a total giant. A single plant turning out those 90 metric tons generates an estimated annual value of 135 lakhs. That is an entire, highly lucrative industry built completely around the simple act of removing water from everyday vegetables so they can be sold off for instant noodles, soups, and snacks. Moving right along to Section 4, DIY dehydrating at home, hacking the factory. Now, we are going to take that massive scale and bring it right back down to you, showing you exactly how you can replicate this factory science in your very own kitchen or hostel room. So while factories are out there using these massive industrial tray dryers with specialized heating elements, you can actually achieve that exact same 60-degree environment simply by setting your home oven to 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. Don't have an oven? No problem. You can use the oldest trick in the book, sun drying, right on a sunny windowsill. Or you can even just dry roast your ingredients in a regular pan on the stove. And what exactly should you be drying? Well, everyday fresh ingredients like onions, carrots, ginger, coriander leaves, and green chilies are absolutely perfect for this. You literally just chop them up, spread them out on a tray, and use your oven or the sun to pull that moisture right out, exactly like the factory does.
And now, Section 5. Mastering the instant mix, your morning lifeline. This is the really fun part, where we actually combine our newly dehydrated ingredients into ready-to-eat, long-lasting meals.
Let's look at 2 classic Indian breakfast formulas. For an instant Upma mix, you'd combine semolina, chana dal, and mustard seeds. For a poha mix, you'd go with thick poha, peanuts, and turmeric. But listen, here is the absolute secret to making both of these work. You must meticulously dry roast the semolina or the poha in a pan first. Why? Because roasting removes that last hidden bit of moisture, perfectly mimicking that industrial standard we talked about earlier and ensuring it won't spoil while sitting in your pantry.
Now, to guarantee these mixes last for months without needing any weird synthetic chemicals, we use natural kitchen preservatives. Tossing in things like a splash of lemon juice, some citric acid, salt, sugar, and just a tiny bit of oil during your roasting process doesn't just create an amazing flavor profile, it actually chemically acts to extend the shelf life naturally. It's a total win-win. And when you're finally ready to eat, you need the math to be foolproof, so you never end up with a dry, clumpy, or soggy breakfast. Here is your golden ratio for Upma. 2 cups of boiling water to exactly 1 cup of your instant Upma mix. Commit that ratio to memory, and you're gonna get a perfect grainy texture every single time. Putting it all together is unbelievably fast. Step 1, boil the water. Step 2, stir in your homemade mix. Step 3, cover it and just let it rest. Depending on your specific mix, it takes anywhere from 1 to 8 minutes. Literally, you are just adding hot water and waiting. It's the absolute perfect hack for a busy morning commute, a cramped dorm room, or a quick hotel stay.
And hey, you aren't just limited to breakfast either. By applying these exact same rules of dehydration and dry roasting, you can easily whip up instant sambar powder, instant green chutney, where you literally just add water to a blended dry powder of mint and coriander, an instant dosa mix, and even a 10-minute dal fry mix using pre-roasted lentils. So I want to leave you with a quick thought. Now that you understand the clinical science behind moisture removal and just how easily you can basically replicate an industrial dehydration factory right in your own kitchen, what are you going to dehydrate and instantly recreate next? Start looking at your pantry a little differently, because honestly, the possibilities for hacking your own healthy instant meals are pretty much endless. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy experimenting.